to his, here he is. So, here we go. Here we go. Report from WN76 near Verburn. So, just at the other end. You just watch they don't blow away a bit. And so the commander sends it between Point de Reyes and Point de Hoc. So he's got all his information being fed in by people like Frere King and others who are there. And he says, the enemy is in search of cover behind the coastal obstacles out on the beach. Just imagine it now. Great many vehicles, among them 10 tanks. It's about the right number of getting in and all the rest of it. Stand burning on the beach. The obstacle demolition squads have given up their activity. 70% casualties these guys take.
Jesus.
70%. From debarkation from the boats has ceased. The boats keep further out seawards because the routes are not cleared in, so they don't know what they're going to hit, and they're watching their mates trying to get in, and they're detonating on the mines on the Rommel's asparagus. So the fire from our strong point in artillery was well placed and has inflicted a great many casualties on the enemy. A great many wounded and dead lie on the beach. That was sent at 8:30 in the morning. That's 2 hours after the American landing craft doors have opened on the beach. So there's a real dilemma now for the United States. What are they going to do? And at sea, what happens is that Bradley, who's out in a boat at sea watching what's going on, has a real problem because he doesn't believe the invasion here, the landing here, because he knows that, like the British are ashore, 8:30, we're moving inland. At Sword, we're moving inland from Juneau. We're through all that. Garifi, remember him? Fight, got through. He's now moving in open country, moving forward. And we know the 47th Dragoon Guards are beginning to consider their next obstacle because by 11 o'clock the Hampshires have secured Asnell and all those places, but not here. And so we've still got that gap. And then there's another quote then from the destroyer. So what happens? Whoa, where am I? Got it. And so the destroyers, here it goes. So by now, the Navy realise they've got to step in at help. And if I remember, I was telling you about those quad 50 calibers on the foot, on the back of those half tracks. Then what's happening now is the infantry on the beach are now beginning to fight back, as only infantrymen are able to do. You know, that's not within the gift of a tank crew. They have got to do what they can do, and the tanks are being knocked out. And even though they started firing, they're not going to stay there for too long because you're a hard target then, and you're going to get shot. If they see you shooting, you're going to be fired at. So what he says, Destroyer Squadron 18 out there with the USS Texas. That's where you find Rear Admiral Carton F. Bryant, commander of the O Bombardment Force, so specifically Omaha. Get on them, men. This is at 9:50. This is an hour later. Get on them, men. Get on them. We must knock out those guns. They are raising hell with the men on the beach, and we can't have any more of it. We must stop it. So 9:50, 10 o'clock, that is when those ships, the destroyers, the USS Satterley and the HMS Taliban, come in and are scraping their keels along the beach. And what they are doing is they are looking for the fire coming from those quad 50 calibers into the embrasures of the gun positions and trying then to fire their 4-inch guns in through the holes where the fire is coming from. And it starts to work. And bit by bit by bit, the Americans start inching their way off the beach. And it is by inch. There are stories of American soldiers moving forward with, until such times as that they come a guy laying at his side with his foot half blown off and saying, step on top of me because this is the safe route through the minefield. I mean, the courage of these individuals is absolutely enormous. Jimmy Monteith, just over there in the ditch, fights his way through the minefield, brings guys with him, and then goes on to the next post, and then is eventually attacking WN, almost up to WN60, where he's fatally wounded and wins the Medal of Honor. Private Barnett is coming ashore, and the guys are floundering in the surf, and he goes back in not once, twice, 3 times, but multiple times to drag guys up the beach. He too is awarded the Medal of Honor. And there's a wireless operator called Cornet out there. No, I'll get his name. I'll make sure I get his right name, because I've got Barney. What's his name? Barnett. Oh, Pinder. Yeah, I know he's out there. Pinder, who's a radio operator, goes back and forth getting radios to make sure people can actually talk to the guys on the beach. And it's hugely, and he wins a Medal of Honor. Sadly, this is posthumous, as is Jimmy Monteith. He goes back to the United States. And so that's happening bit by bit. And eventually they start inching forward. This is when Cota, further up the beach, comes up and says to the Rangers, come on Rangers, he says, Rangers lead the way. And the 5th Rangers start working themselves up towards the area of what is now the cemetery, and where the Rangers allegedly get their motto of the Rangers lead the way. That happens as well. And so slowly but surely, you get the reports coming in of the German fire beginning to slacken, partly because of the Navy being successful, partly because the Americans are gathering their thoughts together. And it's when your man says the only people who are staying on this beach are those who are dead and those who are going to die. And they start moving forward inch by inch up the hill until they've got themselves off the beach. And it's really here that you can appreciate, and when you look at how far the beach goes out, the courage of those individual American soldiers, and that's what it comes down to. And eventually, by the end of June the 6th, we are on the top here and digging in and consolidating more or less along the line of the road. And if you look at some of the maps out there, you find the 115th Infantry coming in and really going no further than the road that links them all together. And the 116th Infantry getting ready to swing around what's left of them, to swing around and go down and help at Pont de Hoc. And eventually on June the 7th, the 175th Infantry come forward and they start actually beginning to make some progress towards Igni Samir. And the 2nd Infantry Division, as we know, comes ashore on June the 7th. So there it is, WN62. And if you want to take the route, it's probably a bit push the time now, but go down to the next blockhouse there and then walk back up. And Stephen Ambrose said, if you want to ever walk the path of heroes, this is the place to do it. And we'll drift back. We sort of need to do that in the next 15 minutes or so.